A Dama was calmly practicing Tai Chi in the middle of the road, blocking the passing cars. This kind of person who takes advantage of her seniority just won't let you pass. It's really speechless. Isn't it infuriating? You can't hit or scold them. Chinese people refer to women between the ages of 40 and 70 as Dama. This word, which originally had a polite connotation, now has a different meaning. Chinese Dama becomes a special group. They care too much about things, love to take advantage, and most of all, they are addicted to dancing in the public square. When they dance in the square, they play music loudly, regardless of the time and place, causing great trouble to others. In order to dance, they sometimes fight with others for territory. So, people usually associate Dama with disorderly and rude behavior. Today, we're going to talk about the topic of Chinese Dama. But before we do, we would like to invite you to subscribe. Your support is our greatest motivation and allows us to bring you more valuable content. Now, moving on. The selfishness and love of bargains of some Chinese Dama are directly related to the era in which they grew up. Many aunts were born in the 1950s and 1960s, just before the Great Famine. They grew up in a situation of scarce resources and developed bad habits of being greedy for food. In 1966, the Chinese Communist Party launched the Cultural Revolution. Many young people became Red Guards, instigated by the slogan, "Revolution is not a crime, rebellion is justified." They were drawn to the vigorous national movement and developed a brave and aggressive character. The Red Guards of that time are now old. It can be said that the emergence of the Chinese Damas is the result of the CCP's brainwashing education and a product of the Communist Party's authoritarian system. Their low-quality performance is really shocking. A netizen posted a video on social media showing a Dama from Xi'an who saw a roadside stall offering free food tastings and ate until she was full before leaving. "Auntie, how many pieces have you eaten?" "I ate several pieces because they are delicious." "This is a free tasting. You can only try one piece. You can't eat them all the time." "I just ate 2 pieces." "Is it delicious?" "It's delicious. It's delicious. I'm going to buy it." "Then please buy it." "I've packed it for you. It's RMB 12 yuan per pack." "Please scan the code. You can scan the code here." "I don't have any money today. I'll come and buy it tomorrow." "I believe you this time." "I keep my word." "Okay, then come tomorrow. After eating these 2 pieces, don't try anymore." Some mainland Chinese women not only fail to abide by the rules in their country, but are also arrogant and unreasonable overseas. In the early morning of the 6th of this month, on flight SQ-826 from Singapore to Shanghai, the plane was already taxiing and preparing to take off, but a Chinese female passenger insisted on going to the washroom at this time. The flight attendant stepped forward to dissuade her, but she acted unreasonably and started banging on the washroom door, insulting the crew members, swearing at the passengers on the plane, and behaving in a domineering and rude manner. The video circulating online shows that a passenger said to the woman when trying to dissuade her, "I have to go to work tomorrow. You are embarrassing me." The woman responded, "Going to work tomorrow is your own business. You can get off the plane now. You have the money to take a private plane. My embarrassing things are more than just this one today." She also said she was allowed to use the washroom before takeoff when she was on a domestic flight. After assessing the situation, the pilot decided to return to the gate to allow the woman and her companion to get off the plane to ensure the safety of other passengers and crew members. The passengers accused her of wasting everyone's time, but she argued that it was the captain who stopped the plane, not her. When they arrived at the boarding gate, she and her companions were taken off the plane and handed over to the relevant departments. As a result of her fuss, the flight was delayed for nearly 2 hours. Mainland netizens have criticized the woman's behavior. Does this sister think the plane belongs to her? She is too willful. There are more and more so-called fairies in China who are making trouble like a monster. Isn't this the result of the domestic environment? Playing tricks on the plane is really hooliganism. Those who violate the rules should be kicked off the plane. An overseas netizen pointed out, many mainland women give people a very arrogant impression, which is all caused by the party culture. China is an ancient civilization and a country of etiquette. But since the Chinese Communist Party seized power, the country has changed its ideology and morality has declined. Sometimes the behavior of the Dama group is shocking. A shopping mall in Pingyi City, Shandong Province held an anniversary celebration and made a 10-meter-long cake to share the joy with customers. Unexpectedly, in less than 2 minutes, the cakes were grabbed away by a group of Damas. The scene was shocking. This is the 11th anniversary celebration with a 10-meter-long cake, and middle-aged, elderly, and children are all participating. The whole scene is lively, everyone celebrates our birthdays together, and we are very happy. To celebrate its anniversary, the mall planned a grand celebration. The central square in front of the mall was decorated with bright lights, and colorful ribbons and balloons floated in the air, creating a cheerful atmosphere. There was a giant 10-meter-long cake on the long table, and customers took out their cell phones to capture this rare moment. However, as the event began, a group of energetic Damas quickly gathered around the cake as if they had been prepared. They held various containers in their hands, and some even took out the lunchboxes and large plastic bags they brought with them. Amid the astonished gazes of the crowd, the Damas acted quickly as if they were participating in some kind of competition. Some grabbed the cakes with their hands, while others simply carried the cakes away like folding quilts. In less than 2 minutes, the originally exquisite and spectacular cake was cut into pieces. Sometimes you can see Dama behaving indecently on the subway. A video shows a Dama taking off her shoes and lying on a seat on the subway in Shenyang City, Liaoning Province. One girl was not happy with the old lady's behavior, so she kicked the Dama's shoes out of the train when she got off, saying, "I'll let you learn a lesson next time." You take off your shoes when riding the subway. The whole carriage stinks. I will throw your shoes out and kick them away and let you walk barefoot. Oh, who was so mean? Who took the shoes? Finished. In the comments section below the video, netizens were discussing it, and some thought that the girl's actions were fighting against crime and evil. However, many netizens commented that the Dama took off her shoes in public and lay on the seat as if she treated the subway as her own living room. This behavior was very indecent and impolite. However, the girl's behavior of kicking the old lady's shoes out of the car was also inadvisable and suspected of being illegal because the shoes belonged to the Dama, and she had no right to touch other people's private property without consent. This Dama also treated the train as her home, sleeping on the seat and taking up other people's seats. Fortunately, she met a considerate girl who couldn't find it in her heart to wake up the Dama. Let's see what this girl thinks. When I got on the train, I found that my seat was occupied by someone else. Then I saw the dried radish she had made herself and the unfinished cookie next to her. I felt that it was not easy for her, so I chose to stand for a few hours to my destination. This Dama was a bit outrageous. She complained to the conductor on the high-speed train, saying she was molested by an 18-year-old boy, which made the conductor entertained and annoyed. Let's hear what the conductor has to say. What you say must be based on facts. I am 60 years old this year and have worked on trains all my life. I have never seen a 64-year-old granny flirted by a young man in his teens. You confused me and made me sweat. You are so humorous. You are so far away from him. How come that kid can reach you? What can he do if he isn't behaving himself? There is an aisle between you two. Young man, please go ahead and I'll find a place for you. If you can't avoid troublesome people, it's better to stay away from them. If there is no place, I'll get you a berth. Stay and travel safely. The woman might be taking the high-speed rail for the first time. Her seat was on the aisle side, but she sat in the window seat. A passenger reminded her she was sitting in the wrong seat, but she didn't listen. The passenger had no choice but to ask the high-speed train attendant for help. Please give me your ID card. Any problems? There is a problem. You took someone else's seat. Who said I was sitting in someone else's seat? My seat is 10D. Who said this seat is yours? Who said the seat is not mine? Does it say aisle here? It says 10D here. Can't I sit on it? The attendant asked the Dama to show her ID card, saying he wanted to check her seat information, but she only showed her ticket. The attendant told the Dama that her seat was actually close to the aisle. The Dama replied that the ticket only indicated the seat number and did not clearly distinguish whether it was a window seat or a passerby seat. Didn't I buy a ticket? This is another person's seat. Which person's seat? Isn't my name written on this? You should sit here in the aisle. This seat belongs to someone else. Why? It's all written here. You should put the information on the seat. Why did you put it there? Who said we should put it on the seat? You guys should mark 10F and 10D on the seats. You should make the sign clear. Every passenger sits this way. Why are you the only one who doesn't understand? Me not understand? I am just sitting in my seat. Are you special? There's nothing special about me. I just got on the train and bought the ticket. There's nothing special about me. This seat belongs to someone else. You are being unreasonable, lady. Under the persuasion of the attendant, the Dama reluctantly returned the seat to its owner, and the minor disturbance was finally settled. The lack of civic ethics among Damas can be seen everywhere. A woman in Suzhou City, Jiangsu Province rented a villa for $270 a month. However, the neighbor lady secretly entered her yard to grow vegetables when the woman reminded her she was insulted by the Dama instead. Before the woman rented it, the villa had been empty. The Dama took advantage of this emptiness and grew vegetables in the neighbor's yard. After renting the house, the woman tried to communicate with the Dama many times and asked her not to grow vegetables in her yard, but the Dama just ignored her and continued. The Dama also claimed that she had high blood pressure and was prone to stroke and asked the woman not to cause trouble for herself. The video shows that when the woman was communicating with the Dama, the old lady even picked up a mop to threaten her. The Dama's granddaughter showed up later. Everyone thought the granddaughter would try to stop her grandmother, but she unexpectedly questioned the woman. You only rented the inside of the house. What does the yard outside have to do with you? The woman had no choice but to call the police, but there was an unexpected outcome. Did you plant this? This is my yard. I told you not to come in, but you still came in. This is my yard. I told you this. Is this the house you bought? This house is rented to me now. If you want, it's $270 a month. You can rent it yourself. Don't grow vegetables in my yard. I have called the police and will give all the video footage to them. Is the yard yours? It's mine. Did you buy it? I rented it. You are renting a house. What does it have to do with the yard? I also rented the place outside. I paid for the land outside. The place outside is rented by me. At least it's not yours. You are at this age. At least the quality should keep up. Look at you. You are full of foul words. You don't look like an old lady at all, and you don't even have the quality of a human being. You have to take your own trash back with you. Mom, the neighbor has dug up all our vegetables. I told you not to grow vegetables here. I just will do. What you are doing now is called trespassing. Is this house yours? You are a group tenant. I built this wall. The outcome was not what everyone had expected. After the woman called the police refused to accept the case. Under pressure from the Dama, the landlord terminated the lease with the woman, which means the landlord kicked the woman out. In the end, the woman deleted the original video and moved out. Some netizens said that if you encounter such neighbors and the house is not yours, you should move out immediately, and there is no need to get entangled with them. Some netizens also said that this residential complex looked quite upscale and not something that ordinary people could live in. So they speculated that the Dama family might have some background and connections. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.